it's Tori and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming the mid-year book freakout tag because it's the end of June and I'm freaking out about how many books I haven't read yet. So on Goodreads, my reading challenge for 2019 is to read 85 books and I've only read 26 and it's halfway through the year, so we're going strong. I still have 6 months, but I am freaking out, so I thought that this tag would be perfect to film and show you all what books I've read, what I thought of them, all of that. So without further ado, let's get started. The first question is the best book that you've read so far in 2019, and that has to be Again But Better by Christine Riccio. I love this book. I'm literally the main character. I've never related to a book so much in my life. I'm obsessed. I just read it. I want to read it again, but it was so good. I only have good things to say about this book. This absolutely is my favorite book of 2019 and I am so excited to read Christine's future books. Also, of course, I gave it 5 stars. The second question is best sequel you've read so far in 2019, and I've only read one sequel, which I was going through all of the books that I've read so far when I was writing down my answers to this tag. And I realized I've only read one, and that's Cricket Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, but hands down, this definitely is the best sequel that I've read in a long, long time. I'm obsessed with this book, I'm obsessed with this series, I'm obsessed with the Grishaverse, and yeah, 5 stars, absolutely. This book took me on a whirlwind of emotions, and I'm excited for I definitely will be rereading this series in the future, so I'm excited to reread this book, and of course, 5 stars. Question 3 is new release that you haven't read yet but want to, and that's Ghosts of the Shadow Market by Cassandra Clare and all of the other authors who write her novellas with her. I knew this was coming out and I literally want to read it so bad, but I didn't know what date it was coming out, and then I was at Barnes & Noble one day and I saw it on the shelves and I was like, what the heck? But I'm trying to read so many books right now that I didn't want to buy a new book, but that definitely is also a book that I will read before the end of 2019 and I'm really excited for it. And it is a new release. It came out early June, so I'm really excited to read it. Okay, question 4 is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. To be quite honest, I'm out of it when it comes to new releases. I literally had to Google new young adult releases in 2019 and go on the Amazon page and look through them, and I found 3 that I really want to read. The first one is Wayward Son by Rainbow Rowell. I read Carry On back in 2017 and I'm obsessed with it, and I definitely will be doing a reread of this before Wayward Son. But Wayward Son is the first one. And then the other 2 that I found that I had never heard of before, but I read the synopsis for it, and it's The Storm Crow and Spin the Dawn. I don't know who wrote these, but they look really good and definitely will be picking them up from the bookstore. I just am not on top of new releases and I don't know why. I think it's because I have so many books on my shelf that I haven't read yet, so that's the goal for this year, honestly, for me, is to finish all of my TBR books. Probably won't happen, but I honestly can't see myself buying too many more books that are new releases, but of course I have an addiction to buying books, so we all know that that's not gonna happen, but we'll see. Question 5 is biggest disappointment. You know it's a disappointment when this is the first book that you thought of when you're writing this question. That's Four Dead Queens by Astrid Schultz. The thing is, I loved this book. Absolutely loved it. I was reading it and I read it really fast and I loved the whole world and the idea of it and everything. And then towards the second half, it just, I don't know how to say this without spoiling it, but it could have gone a lot of better ways, and I feel like it was really, really good and then it just went downhill. So I still loved this book. I'm pretty sure I gave it a 3 or 4 stars, but it definitely was a disappointment, and I'm excited and intrigued to see where she goes, if she's gonna write another. I don't know if this is a standalone or not. If you know, let me know. But yeah, I don't know. This, honestly, it could have been set up so nicely for a sequel. But yeah, sadly, this was the biggest disappointment so far this year. Hopefully, I won't have any more disappointments. The 6th question is a little lighter one, and it's biggest surprise of 2019, and that's 99% Mine by Sally Thorne. I love this book. I love this book so much. Oh, I literally have all good things to say about this book. I don't even know where to start. I had never read a Sally Thorne book before. I'm now obsessed with her writing. I'm obsessed with this book. I'm obsessed with the characters. Everything. I literally devoured this book. I really want to read The Hating Game next because I think this is her second. I don't know, but I know that The Hating Game came before this. I don't know if she has any other books. But yeah, this was definitely the biggest prize because I picked this up at a book fair and I actually got it free. And I was like, oh, I just like, this looks fine, because there was like a lot of books that you could choose from. And I had seen this on BookTube and I was like, might as well. I'm not really into like adult contemporaries or anything. This changed my view on everything. I love this book so much. All I have to say is Tom Valeska. So yeah, that was definitely the biggest surprise of 2019, and I'm really excited to read The Hating Game soon. The 7th question is favorite new author, debut or new to you, and I'm going to talk about 2 authors that I already talked about in this video, and that's Christine Riccio and Sally Thorne. I love their writing styles, I love their characters, I love their world, obsessed. Absolutely. I can't pick one, but yeah, both of them are my favorite new authors that I've read. Question 8 is newest fictional crush, and what other than Jamie Fraser from Outlander. I'm currently reading this book and I'm filming a reading vlog, so that'll be coming to you soon. It's July 27th right now, and I want to finish June 27th. Who am I? And I want to finish by the end of June, so that should be up very, very soon. Obsessed with Jamie Fraser. Who's not? That's the real question. I'm so excited to finish this book. Also so scared. But I'm really excited to see where it goes. And the 9th question is newest favorite character. And I'm gonna say Claire Randall from Outlander, because who else? My camera cut off, but what I was saying was Claire Randall is my favorite character because who else? I love her so much. I love that it's from her perspective. I think she's an amazing character, and I'm really excited to watch the show after I finish reading the book. Question 10 is books that made you cry. I feel like I've cried a lot this year. Oh my god. I picked out all of my books that made me cry, and I forgot one. Hold on. The first book that made me cry is Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. I cried through the first 70 pages straight. And throughout the book, this book is like an emotional train wreck, and I still think about it. So this is the first book that I read this year, and it made me bawl like a baby. To be honest, I haven't touched this book in so long and I'm getting like flashbacks. The second book that made me cry is Steve and Me by Terry Irwin. I love this book so much. I love Steve Irwin. I love the Irwin family. I only have good things to say about this book. I don't even know where to start. This book changed my life. I'll start there. Not exaggerating, literally changed my life. So I cried a lot through it, for obvious reasons, but this is definitely a book that made me cry, and I read it right after Queen of Air and Darkness, so I was just a mess of emotions. I don't remember which one of these I read next, but the next book that made me cry was Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I didn't cry a lot throughout it, but I definitely cried at the end. Also was a mess, read it on vacation, not a good idea. This book destroyed me. Thanks, Leigh Bardugo. The last book that made me cry is Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. This is a book that I should have read when I was in high school. It definitely changed. I don't know. Whenever I see this book on my shelf, I just get like weird feelings because it was so good, and I cried a lot through the movie. I don't remember if I necessarily cried while reading this book, but I definitely cried talking about it. So, lots of emotions, amazing book, 5 stars. I gave all of these that I just showed 5 stars. The 11th question is book that made you happy, and that's Akamath by Sarah J. Maas. I reread this book recently, and this continues to be one of my favorite series and one of my favorite books of all time. I don't know if that'll ever change. Just rereading it put me through all of the feels, and I can't. I literally need, okay, so I read ACOTAR and then I read ACOMAF, and ACOMAF is my favorite throughout all of her books, most likely. Maybe Kingdom of Ash. I can't talk about Kingdom of Ash, but pretty soon I'm gonna have to reread ACOWAR because I'm on my like Sarah J Maas reread and it's stressing me out, but this book made me unbelievably happy. It was such a good decision to reread this book and I love it with my whole heart and soul. Question 12 is most beautiful book you've bought this year or received, and that has to be King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. I almost said Kingdom. No, King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. First of all, this is just like a stunning book. Second of all, if you haven't seen it naked, prepare your eyes. Like, excuse me, who gave you the permission to be this beautiful? If you've seen Booksmart, the movie, you'll know where I got that. I actually read this, or bought this book when I was on vacation, right after I finished Crooked Kingdom, and I haven't read it yet, but it's stunning, and I'm so excited because I love Nikolai with my heart, my whole heart. I love him so much, he's my baby. So yeah, King of Scars is definitely the most beautiful book that I've bought so far this year. The last and final question, number 12, is what books do you need to read by the end of the year? For this one, it's more like what books do I not need to read by the end of the year, you know? Because there's so many. My TBR shelf is so high and it's really stressing me out. But I'm gonna say Two Dark Reigns by Kendara Blake. I love this series. I just read Queens of Finburn. I finished it like 2 days ago. Obsessed. I think I might read this one in July. I don't know. But the fifth one, I think it's Five Dark, oh my god, what is it called? What is the fifth one in this series called? I know they all have dark in the middle. Five Dark Fates. The fifth book comes out on September 3rd, 2019. So I need to get on this and read it. After reading Queens of Finburn, I just remembered how much I love this series. Like, I love this series so much. It's honestly probably on my like top 10 list of series that I love. So this is the third one and it's been on my shelf since October, so I really need to get on it. But yes, this is the book that I need to read before the end of the year so that I can read the book that's coming out. I need to gather these up to take a thumbnail. I haven't held these many books for a picture in so long because I haven't been on BookTube in so long. That's an issue. And most of these books are literally so big. Why did I do this to myself? Oh god, Outlander is down there. Okay guys, these are all of the books that I've talked about in this video today. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you in my next BookTube video. I'm dropping all of them, so I'm gonna go. Bye!